Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Everyday English with Natasha. I'm your host, and today we're diving into a super helpful topic: 30 common English phrases for everyday use. Have you ever listened to a native English speaker and thought, how do they make it sound so effortless? Maybe you've studied grammar, memorized vocabulary, even passed some exams. But when it comes to real-life conversations, something still feels missing. You know what? That is, everyday phrases. The small, simple expressions that native speakers use without even thinking, but they make a huge difference in sounding natural and fluent. In this video, called 30 Common English Phrases for Everyday Use, we're going to unlock the secret sauce of natural English speaking. Whether you're ordering coffee, making plans, or just chatting with a friend, the phrases you'll learn today are the ones you'll hear again and again, and now you'll know exactly how to use them. Here's a quick question to think about. Do you know what it really means when someone says, "I'm all ears"? Or how about when someone says, "No big deal"? And why do English speakers love to say, "It's up to you" in almost every situation? Stick with me for the next few minutes because we're going to break down 30 of the most essential English phrases you need in your daily life. I'll not only show you what they mean, I'll also teach you how to say them naturally, give you examples of how native speakers use them, and share some quick tips that make them easy to remember, even if you've never used these before. By the end of this lesson, you'll be confident using them in conversations, at work, in school, or while traveling. And here's the best part. These phrases aren't fancy textbook examples. They're real. They're modern. And they're used by native English speakers every single day. Plus, I'll help you with a few pronunciation shortcuts and cultural notes along the way. So you'll not only know the phrases, you'll know how to say them just like a native. So if your goal is to sound more fluent, more confident, and more natural in English, this video is made just for you. Let's get started with our very first phrase. And trust me, it's one you've probably heard, but may have never truly understood. Phrase 1. I'm all ears. This phrase doesn't mean you've turned into a giant ear. It simply means I'm listening carefully, or you have my full attention. Imagine someone wants to tell you a secret or share a cool idea. You can say, "Go ahead, I'm all ears." It's friendly, casual, and shows interest. Try using it when a friend says, "Hey, can I tell you something crazy that happened today?" You, "Of course, I'm all ears." Pro tip: native speakers use it in both serious and fun conversations. Just make sure your tone sounds interested, not sarcastic. Phrase 2. No big deal. Here's one you'll hear everywhere. No big deal means it's okay or it's not a problem. Let's say your friend accidentally spilled coffee on your book and feels terrible. You smile and say, "Don't worry about it. It's no big deal." This phrase is great for keeping things light and friendly. And if you want a more formal version, you can also say, "It's all right," or "It's not a big issue." But honestly, no big deal is the most natural and used in 99% of casual situations. Phrase 3. It's up to you. When someone says, "It's up to you," they're saying, "You decide." It's a simple way to give someone control over a choice. Example: do you want to watch a movie or go out? Your friend replies, "It's up to you." It shows flexibility and can make someone feel trusted. But be careful. Sometimes it's used when someone doesn't want to choose. So if you hear it in a conversation, check the tone to understand whether it's polite or passive. Bonus tip: you can also say, "Whatever you prefer," or "I'll let you decide." But "it's up to you" is shorter, friendlier, and more common. Phrase 4. Hang on. No, this doesn't mean you're hanging from a cliff. Hang on simply means wait a moment. It's super useful when you need someone to pause for just a second. Example, someone calls your name while you're texting. You say, "Hang on, I'm just finishing this message." It's quick, friendly, and softer than saying, "Wait." You can also stretch it a bit for emphasis. "Hang on a sec," or "hang on just a minute." Native speakers use it all the time, especially in conversations where they don't want to sound rude. Phrase 5, fingers crossed. This one's all about hope and luck. Fingers crossed means, I'm hoping for a good result. Let's say you're waiting to hear if you got the job. You tell your friend, the interview went well, fingers crossed. Or your friend has a big exam. You say, good luck, fingers crossed for you. You can even say it while literally crossing your fingers, but you don't have to. It's a fun, positive phrase people love using in everyday life. Phrase 6. That makes sense. You'll use this one a lot when learning English or just talking with someone. That makes sense means, I understand what you're saying now, or that's logical. Example, your teacher explains a grammar rule. You nod and say, okay, that makes sense now. Or maybe a friend explains why they canceled dinner. You, oh, I see. That makes sense. It's polite, supportive, and shows that you're following the conversation. Pro tip, want to sound extra fluent? Try, yeah, that totally makes sense, or now it makes sense. Phrase 7, out of the blue. This phrase means something happened unexpectedly or without warning. Example, he called me out of the blue after 5 years. It means you had no idea he was going to call. It was a surprise. You can also say, the storm came out of the blue. It's a colorful way to describe surprise events. Fun fact, it originally referred to a lightning bolt from a clear blue sky, totally random and sudden. Try using it when something catches you off guard. Phrase 8. Hit the books. This doesn't mean physically hitting books. Hit the books means start studying hard. Example, I can't go out tonight. I need to hit the books. My exam is tomorrow. It's often used by students or anyone preparing for a test or project. Other casual alternatives include cram for a test or study up. But hit the books is the phrase that shows you're serious about getting it done. Phrase 9, under the weather. If someone says they're under the weather, they're not talking about standing in the rain. It means, I'm feeling sick or not feeling well. Example, I'm going to stay home today. I'm feeling a bit under the weather. It's a polite and gentle way to say you're sick without going into too much detail. You can also soften it with, just a little under the weather today. This phrase is commonly used at work or school when you need to let people know you're not at your best. Phrase 10, call it a day. This means, let's stop working for now. Imagine you've been studying or working for hours, and it's time to take a break. You can say, all right, let's call it a day. It's commonly used at work to wrap things up. We've done enough for today. Let's call it a day. Bonus tip, you can use this casually too. After cleaning your house or even organizing your closet, anytime you decide, that's enough, phrase. So, piece of cake. No, this isn't about dessert, though we all love cake. Piece of cake means very easy. Example, the test was a piece of cake. Or, don't worry about fixing it, it's a piece of cake. This idiom adds fun to your conversation and sounds more natural than just saying, easy. Other similar phrases, it was a breeze or no sweat. Phrase 12, cut it out. This phrase means stop doing that. It's often used when someone is being annoying or doing something they shouldn't. Example, kids are shouting and jumping on the couch. You say, hey, cut it out. It's firm but not rude. Good for casual situations. You might hear it in movies or shows between friends or siblings. Want something softer? You can say, knock it off, or can you please stop? But cut it out is super common and quick. Phrase 13, speak of the devil. This fun expression is used when someone you were just talking about suddenly appears. Example, you and a friend are chatting. I haven't seen Sarah in forever. And just then, Sarah walks in. You say, speak of the devil. It's not rude, it's playful and shows surprise at perfect timing. You can say it with a smile to make it sound friendly. Important, don't use it in serious conversations. It's meant to be lighthearted. Phrase 14, break a leg. This one sounds strange, but don't worry, we don't mean it literally. Break a leg is actually a way to say, good luck, especially before a performance, test, or big event. Example, your friend has a job interview. You say, break a leg, you'll do great. It comes from theater culture where saying good luck was believed to bring bad luck. So, they use this phrase instead. It's positive, encouraging, and still widely used today. Phrase 15, hit the sack. This casual phrase means go to bed or go to sleep. Example, I'm so tired, I'm gonna hit the sack. It's a common way to say you're ready to rest after a long day. You can also say, hit the hay, which means the same thing. Use it at the end of a conversation or when you're signing off for the night. All right, I'm out. Time to hit the sack. Phrase 16, let the cat out of the bag. This phrase means reveal a secret by accident. Example, we were planning a surprise party, but John let the cat out of the bag. It's used when someone shares something they weren't supposed to. Maybe it was unintentional, but the secret's out. Similar phrases, spill the beans or blow the surprise. Use this when talking about surprises, secret plans, or spoilers. Phrase 17, on the same page. If you and someone else are on the same page, it means you agree or you understand each other. Example, before we start this project, let's make sure we're on the same page. It's great for teamwork, business, or even in relationships. You can also say, we're thinking the same thing. But on the same page sounds smoother and a bit more professional. Bonus, use this when checking in during a group discussion. It shows leadership and clarity. Phrase 18, bite the bullet. This phrase means do something difficult or unpleasant, even if you don't want to. Example, I hate going to the dentist, but I'll just bite the bullet and do it. It shows courage and acceptance. You know it's not fun, but it has to be done. Other examples, paying a big bill, having a tough conversation, you bite the bullet and face it. Origin, soldiers used to literally bite bullets during painful procedures, so it's all about toughing it out. Phrase 19, throw in the towel. This phrase means give up or quit after trying. Example, I've tried fixing this computer all day, I'm throwing in the towel. It comes from boxing. When a fighter can't continue, the coach throws a towel into the ring. Now it's used in everyday life for situations where you just can't keep going. Use it when you've hit your limit but don't want to sound too negative. It's casual and relatable. Phrase 20, by the book, if you do something. By the book. It means exactly by the rules or very carefully and correctly. Example, the manager likes everything done by the book. It's often used in work or official situations, but also in daily tasks. I followed the recipe by the book. You can also say the opposite. He doesn't do things by the book. He improvises a lot. This phrase makes you sound precise and professional. Phrase 21, in hot water. This means in trouble. Example, she forgot the deadline and now she's in hot water with her boss. It's usually about getting into a situation where you'll face consequences. maybe at work, school, or home. Other phrases with a similar meaning: in trouble, in a tough spot, or in deep. But in hot water adds just the right amount of urgency and color to your language. Use it when someone's made a mistake, or is about to. Phrase 22. Get cold feet. To get cold feet means feel nervous and back out of something at the last moment. Example: she was going to sing at the talent show but got cold feet and backed out. This phrase is often used before big decisions, like weddings, performances, or public speaking. It's not about actual cold feet. It's all about sudden fear or loss of courage. You can also say, "I'm starting to second-guess this." But cold feet adds emotion and drama to the moment. Phrase 23. Hit the nail on the head. This means, you're exactly right. Example: you said this project needs more planning. You hit the nail on the head. It's used when someone says something that is perfectly accurate. It comes from carpentry, hitting a nail exactly in the right spot. So when someone makes the exact right point, this phrase shows strong agreement. You can also use "you nailed it" for a more casual feel. Phrase 24. Burning the midnight oil. This phrase means working very late at night. Example: he's been burning the midnight oil to finish his thesis. It comes from the time before electricity, when people stayed up late, literally burning oil lamps to keep working. Use this to describe hard work, studying, or any late-night effort. It sounds a bit poetic and is great in storytelling or when describing dedication. Phrase 25. Go the extra mile. This phrase means do more than expected. Example: our teacher really goes the extra mile to help us understand. It shows someone is putting in extra effort, not just doing the minimum. You can use it to compliment someone's dedication at work, in school, or even in relationships. It's a great way to sound positive and appreciative. Other similar phrases: above and beyond, or gives 110%. Phrase 26. The ball is in your court. This means it's your turn to make a decision or take action. Example: I've given you all the options. Now the ball's in your court. It comes from tennis. When the ball lands on your side, you have to hit it. It's often used in relationships, negotiations, or after giving advice. It's polite and clear. It puts the responsibility on the other person without pressure. Phrase 27. Cost an arm and a leg. This dramatic phrase means very expensive. Example: that designer bag costs an arm and a leg. Of course, you're not losing any body parts. It's just an exaggerated way of saying something costs way too much. Similar phrases include, it's a ripoff, or it's insanely pricey. But cost an arm and a leg is funnier and more expressive. Phrase 28. A blessing in disguise. This phrase means something that seems bad at first but turns out to be good. Example: losing that job was a blessing in disguise. It pushed me to start my own business. It's great for showing that life's disappointments can sometimes lead to better opportunities. Use it when you're reflecting on the unexpected, positives that come from challenges or setbacks. Phrase 29. Back to the drawing board. This means start over with a new plan. Example: our app didn't work like we hoped. Time to go back to the drawing board. It's used when something fails or doesn't go as planned and you need to rethink your approach. Great for business, school projects, or creative work. It makes you sound flexible and solution-focused. Phrase 30. Hit the ground running. This means start something quickly and with energy. Example: we need someone who can hit the ground running on day one. You'll hear this often in job interviews or team projects. It suggests someone is ready to take action immediately. No delays, no warm-up. It creates an impression of confidence and momentum. Wow, You made it through all 30 common English phrases. Let's do a quick recap of what you've just learned. You now know how to show you're listening. I'm all ears. Talk about something easy. Piece of cake. Describe surprise. Out of the blue. Sound natural when you're tired. Hit the sack. Stay polite when asking for a pause. Hang on. And even wish someone good luck with style. Break a leg. These aren't just phrases. They're tools that will help you communicate more fluently, connect with people more naturally, and understand native speakers better. Here's a bonus tip to help you remember and actually use these phrases. Choose 3 to 5 phrases from today's list that you didn't know before. Then, write a short story or conversation using them. Say the sentences out loud. Try using them in a real conversation this week, whether it's with a language partner, a friend, or even with yourself in the mirror. Practice actively, not just passively. And don't worry if you forget a phrase here or there. That's normal. The more you hear them, speak them, and use them, the more natural they'll become. Think of these phrases as little language superpowers. Each one helps you sound more like a native and express yourself with more clarity, emotion, and confidence.